What if I told you the next 48 hours at Halas Hall could flip our season without a blockbuster trade, without mortgaging the future, and without a single press conference smile from Ben Johnson? What if I told you 2 under-the-radar moves could hard reset our identity back to monsters of the Midway, one that pounds the rock until defenses quit and hunts quarterbacks until they tap out? Imagine Soldier Field under the lights, wind cutting sideways off the lake, and a Bears team that doesn't blink on 3rd and 2 and doesn't gasp on 3rd and long. That feeling in your chest right now? Hold on to it, because tonight we're pulling a thread that might be the difference between another almost year and a January that matters. You can feel it, right? The air around this team has changed. Quieter, colder, sharper. Ben Johnson isn't here to make friends with the camera, he's here to tune an engine. And if you listen closely to the background noise, scout chatter, roster rules, the kind of personnel notes that never make SportsCenter, you hear the outline of a plan. Not fireworks, architecture. 2 precise additions that fix 2 precise pain points. The ability to control games in the mud and the ability to close games in a storm. We've spent all summer talking scheme, spacing, and shiny toys. But the truth in this league is primitive. You either own the line of scrimmage in the 4th quarter, or you go home. Last season taught us exactly where we cracked. When the backfield got thin, our whole script bent. When the edge rotation lost juice, our secondary was left on islands too long. You want Caleb Williams to grow into the guy who changes franchises? Make the game shorter, cleaner, meaner. You want Rome Odunze and DJ Moore to stay explosive late, win time of possession, tilt field position, and force opposing coordinators to chase. Here's what we're doing in this video, and I need you locked in. I'm going to walk you through a blueprint the front office can execute without blowing up the cap or the draft board. We'll talk fit in Johnson's playbook, snap allocation, short-term cap modeling, and the exact timeline required to have immediate impact. I'll also show you why these 2 pieces complement each other like gears, one on offense, one on defense, so the machine finally stops sputtering in the 4th. And yes, I'll name names, just not yet. Earn it with me. Start where the season usually breaks. The backfield. When this running game is healthy, everything else sings. Play action becomes a lie detector. Caleb's boot game yanks linebackers. The RPO tags punish over-aggression. But when bodies vanish, you start calling plays you don't believe in. Early down efficiency is the skeleton key to this offense, and right now we're one ankle twist away from asking the passing game to carry a load it doesn't have to carry in September. There's a very specific profile that fixes this. A no-nonsense, one-cut back who reads inside zone like sheet music, falls forward, and gives you 2nd and 6 instead of 2nd and 10. Cheap, tough, NFL-ready legs. Now spin to the other side of the ball. Closing time. Everybody looks fast in the 1st quarter. The truth comes out with 6 minutes left, ball on your 28, crowd roaring, and a quarterback who thinks he's safe because your edge guys are gasping. This defense already has a headliner in Montez Sweat, interior power that can dent pockets, and young guys who flash. What it doesn't have yet is that veteran rotational hammer who steals a guard's anchor on snap 52 like it's snap 12. Not a savior, a finisher, someone who makes offensive linemen hear footsteps when they line up to your side for the 3rd. Time in 4 downs. Let's also be adults about the economics. Big swings are fun. Efficient swings win over time. We need 2 moves that fit inside the cap without touching our long-term flexibility. Preserve pick inventory, and don't mess with compensatory formulas. We need availability, not just ability. We need guys who show up on Wednesday, learn the calls by Friday, and give you NFL snaps on Sunday without a Netflix series to explain them. That's the profile. That's the plan. Before we go deeper, quick mid-CTA because this channel runs on you. If you live and breathe this team like I Do hit subscribe, flip on notifications, and drop a like. In the comments, take your shot. Name the running back archetype we need and the veteran edge who fits our culture. I'll pin the most on-point answer. Now, let's sharpen this blade. Okay, so here's the promise for the rest of this breakdown. I'm going to map out the role, package usage, and snap expectations for the offensive piece. Then I'll do the same for the defensive piece. I'll sketch the contract ranges that make sense in September, the practice squad rules that crack, open one door, and the medical usage guardrails that keep the second door from slamming. Finally, I'll tie it back to Caleb's development runway and how this keeps the Odunzimur-Kmet triangle primed instead of pressured. You want clarity, you'll get clarity. Deep breath. Here we go. Paragraph 10. The remodel on the table is 2 signings, a power-through contact runner in Damian Martinez to stabilize early downs, and a proven hungry veteran edge in Carl Lawson to juice the pass rush rotation. 2 moves, 1 identity. Run the ball with intent, close games with heat. Let's start with Damian Martinez. The book on him is straightforward, heavy feet in the good way, one-cut decisiveness, contact balance that turns first hits into second, efforts. In college, he lived in daylight between the tackles, zone, duo, even inside counter, rarely wasted steps and wore down fronts by the third quarter. That translates. In our room, the fit is immediate. Let Swift be the space artist, keep Roschon fresh for the bully reps and special teams, and drop Martinez into the grind. 1st and 10. Red zone B-gap, 4-minute offense with the lead. He's the guy who gets you to second and medium so Caleb can keep the whole book open. On roster mechanics, if you poach a practice squad back, you must carry him on the 53. That's the commitment. But the upside, rookie deal, fresh legs, a ready roll, is exactly the kind of asymmetry smart teams exploit. You know what that means for the passing game, right? It's not just more rushing yards. It's linebackers taking shorter drops. It's safeties stepping forward a half step on RPO meshes. It's play-action crossers hitting DJ Moore in stride and Odunzi on deep overs with yards to spare. It's third downs at 3 to 5 yards instead of 7 to 9, where Caleb can mix quick game with pocket movement and Johnson can call the kind of layered concepts that look simple and are anything but. Martinez isn't here to be a star, he's here to be a lever. The most valuable players on good offenses are often the ones you only notice when they're gone. Flip to Lawson. Speed to power is still his calling card, and that matters in this division. When offensive tackles set light, he forklift walks them back. When they set deep, he slashes inside with violent hands. You don't need a 70-snap savior. You need 25-35 snaps of honest pressure that forces protections to respect both edges. Imagine NASCAR looks on third down. Sweat to one side, Lawson opposite, interior games with a penetrator and a looper, mugged backers threatening A-gaps. You don't always need sacks, you need rushed throws. Tips, throwaways. A quarterback who doesn't hitch because he hears footsteps. Contract-wise, the sweet spot is a short, incentive-laced deal that pays for availability and production, not past resume. Culture-wise, Lawson's reputation matches Johnson's drumbeat. Detail, discipline, do-your-job violence. Now, connect the dots. Complementary football is not a cliché when you live it. Martinez's 4-yard chunks bleed the play clock, shorten games, and keep your defense fresh in the fourth. Lawson's fresh leg pressures on snap 58 turn 50-50 drives into punts or field goals. Suddenly, your offense gets one more possession, your rookie quarterback gets one more drive with a lead instead of a deficit, and your receivers stay in rhythm because the plan doesn't lurch from run to panic. This is how you help a young star grow up right. Give him structure so his talent becomes a scalpel, not a fire extinguisher. Timeline. If you execute quickly, the running back can be in the building midweek, digest the day one installs, inside zone, duo, a handful of protections, and give you 8 to 12 snaps right away with a red zone package. Lawson, after medicals and conditioning, checks, can be up in a week with a trimmed third down menu and a couple of early down edges he already knows. You don't need the whole book, just the pages that matter now. And if you're worried about the ripple effects, don't be. Veterans love rotations that keep them fresher. Young backs love clearly defined roles that let them play fast. Let's be honest about obstacles so we're not fan-fictioning ourselves. Practice squad poaches invite counter moves. His current team can protect or promote. You need to move decisively. On the edge side, medical history is real. Build a ramp, not a cliff. Pitch count early, marry him to stunts he wins, and keep him away from assignments that ask him to play hero ball against the run on day 1. Cap-wise, discipline matters. Land these inside the margin so you still have bullets for November. And yes, there are alternates if doors close. Other young powerbacks are floating on PS lists. Other veteran edges are waiting for the right snap promise. The point is the profile, not the brand.